Good afternoon, my fantabulous 7th graders. It's Mr. Morrison, and this is the week of April 13th to April 17th. Um, I got a little lesson for you here. It's going to be I can use a table to find part/whole on a circle graph. Let's get to it.
Circle graphs. So let's look at some notes and examples first. A circle graph is a graph that displays data as part of a whole. In a circle graph, the percents add up to 100 since the entire circle represents the whole. The data represented in a circle graph can be used to solve problems, including a part-to-whole comparison and equivalence. All right, example 1. The circle graph shows the percent of types of flowers planted in a flower garden. If there are a total of 150 flowers, how many more of them are impatiens and then begonias? All right, so today I want to do a little different strategy for solving. Get your paper out and pencil and calculator because this is going to be a little different. I'm going to start by making a table that I'm going to split into two. On the left, I'm going to make my percents, and on the right, I'm going to use the number of flowers. Okay. Now I'm going to look at the impatience. You see that right there? And I want to get to 36%. Well, the problem told me that my 100% was a total of 150 flowers. So I'm going to work a little bit backwards. I'm going to use a backwards table method and see if I can't get to 30, how many flowers 36% equals. So let's see. Think with me now. What I'm doing here is saying, I need 36%, so I got 100%. Well, I want to go backwards. So I think I'll just drop back one decimal place, and that gets me 10%. See, and then what I do to the left, I do to the right. You know, that type of method. So that means I've got 10% now, and 10% equals 15. So if I did 10%, 10%, 10%, 10 times, I would get to the 150. Okay, that's kind of helpful, but I need some 6%. Well, I don't have a method for that, so why don't I try moving that decimal again? What does that get me? Well, it gets me 1% equals 1.5 total number of flowers. So when I'm talking about the right side, I'm talking about number of flowers. So if I accidentally say percent, just ignore me. Okay? All right, let's keep going. So now I've got 10% and 1%. So I need to make the 10% into 30%. So why don't I just times it by 3? Makes sense? So I'm going to go 10 times 3 and 15 times 3. That gets me, on the left, 30% and 45 flowers. Okay? It's kind of a weird way of looking at it, but if you go with me, you can start to see how all this comes together. Well, I need 6% now, right? So I'm going to go. I'm going to take my 1%, multiply it times 6, and I get 6%. Right? Well, if I can do that to the left, I can do that to the right. So I'm going to take my 1.5 and I'm going to multiply that times 6, and that gets me, do it on your calculator. Well, I'm going to wait a couple seconds. I'm going to stall a second. Too much time. So now I'm going to go, and that gets me 9. 1.5 times 6 gets me 9 flowers. 6% equals 9 flowers. All right, so now if I put together these two right here, the 30% and the 6%, I get my 36%. And that's what I've wanted. And that tells me how many begonias, I believe that is what I'm looking for. So 30% plus the which equals 45 flowers, plus the 6%, which is 9 flowers, gets me 54, I believe it's begonias. So 36% equals 54 begonias. So let me make sure I'm wrong. Impatience. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to write that down because Mr. Morrison forgets real fast. Impatience. And it's spelled funny. Okay, those are the impatience. Now let's do the begonias. We're going to do this on the side, right over here. Back to the top. Make another table. Whoops. Make another table. Same thing. This one's going to go a little easier because I've already established some of my markers, some of what equals to what, with the other table that involved the impatience. So let's see. I know again 100% equals 150 flowers. And the begonias right here is 14%. So that's my goal, is to get to 14%. Well, can anybody got an idea what I'm going to do? Come on, people, tell me what I'm going to do. That's right. I'm going to move the decimal one place over this way. And if I do it to the left, I do it to the right, and that gets me the 10% equals 15, just like it did in the other table right over here. And so I need the 1% too. So if you look right over there, come back this way, 1% equals 1.5. All right, so I've got 10%, don't need to mess with that. And I need 4%. So why don't I just take the 1% times 4, that equals 4. And then I'm going to take the 1.5 flowers times 4, and that gets me, give you a little bit of time, stalling, no more stalling. 1.5 times 4 equals 6. Okay, headed this way. Now these are the begonias on the left and the impatience on the right. So now I'm going to take my 10%, which equals 15, and I'm going to add them, just like I did the other one. The 4 and 10% equals 14, and the 6 and 15 flowers equals, waiting, 21 is correct. Okay, there you go. Now I'm not done because these are the begonias. And so I need to find out how many more impatiens there are. And so that's just a simple matter of taking my 54, subtracting my 21, get that calculator ready, and that's 4 minus 1 is 3, 5 minus 2 is 3, and that's the difference. So I have 33 more impatiens than begonias. Box that up. That's my answer. I hope you had a good time with me, and we'll try another one just like this because this is a really cool strategy, and it'll be really nice if you could use it. Peace out, guys.